So guys, boom, back in 1994, the National Basketball Players Association, they created this top 100 camp that features the top players throughout the entire nation in high school. And Bronny James, he was able to participate this past weekend in this top 100 camp. And I'm not gonna lie, let's take 5 seconds to clap it up for this man Bronny James, because I know a lot of haters out there. I know a lot of people are saying he's not good, he's not this and that. Guys, Bronny James, in my personal opinion, we got to clap it up for Bronny. He definitely showed out, in my personal opinion. I mean, the jumpers was flawless, the great passes, the IQ passes, the defense, the layups, setting up his teammates. This man Bronny James was doing a whole lot this past weekend against some actual competition. Let me emphasize this, actual competition. Like I said, these are the top 100 players in the country. Everybody's invited to this camp. I don't know why Mikey Williams was not there. We will get into that a little later. But guys, Bronny James definitely showed out in my personal opinion. And I want to know what you guys think down below about Bronny James. And do you think this is him taking that next step to be the player that we all wanted to see? Because in my personal opinion, I mean, I generally feel like, at least to me, this really isn't a surprise solely on the fact that I believe Bronny James is definitely a top player. I think he's somewhere between, you know, the 50 to 75 range. I'm not going to say he's a top 5 to 10 player. I think just solely on the fact with the consistency factor of, you know, sometimes he'll have nights like this, and then the next day he'll, you know, drop like 4 or 5 points and be kind of ineffective in a game. I'm sure you guys know the word. But Bronny James, like I said, he has the potential to do this, to play at this level and have these types of nights and types of games. It's just, I don't know if it's a mindset thing. I don't know if he's just he has a passive aggressive type of game. I generally feel like Bronny has potential to be a great, phenomenal player. His jump shot, when you look at him play, it's exceptional. His form is honestly amazing, and I've said it in the past and I'll say it again. Bronny has potential to be a phenomenal shooter, especially off the dribble and off the catch and screens, all that, and just the passes and the type of floor general that he can be. He just makes NBA level passes even right now. And although I'm saying he's a top 50 to 75 player currently, I still think he's gonna definitely drop down as far as going higher. Like, you know, I think he's gonna be a top 30 player, top 40 player for sure after this season. It's just going to depend on his next senior year. But this past weekend, like I said, he was playing against some great competition, and I personally definitely liked what I saw from Bronny James this past weekend. So guys, like I said, I think he had a great weekend, but what are people saying about Bronny James after the types of games that he had? Now, shout out to Slam High School. This is actually under one of their videos. Shout out to Ye. He said that he finds it crazy that people are saying that Bronny is dominant now. He's always been dominant. He sees the game differently. If he chooses to go to college, it's going to really show the difference in his games from everybody else's in his class. Now, in my personal opinion, as far as my response to this, you know, it's very interesting because it depends on the type of player that you're looking at Bronny. If you're looking at Bronny as this star player who is going to average 15 points in college, I'm going to be honest, I don't think he's that type of player to be that star type of player. I honestly look at Bronny in a realistic type of lens. I think he's going to be a phenomenal role player. He's a guy that's going to either come off the bench and help your team and be that floor general who can help, you know, his bigs and his teammates get open shots and easy baskets with the types of, you know, IQ plays that he's capable of making. That's how I personally look at Bronny. I was talking to Robert Dillingham's brother about this. He even admitted as well, and he kind of agrees with me as well. People look at Bronny James under this lens that he's supposed to be just as good as LeBron. It sucks that, I'm not saying it sucks that he's LeBron James' son, but it sucks with the expectations that people have, selling the fact that his last name is James. I mean, he has the same name, LeBron James Jr., but people just call him Bronny. But I'm telling you, I feel like people don't really understand that Bronny is not this superstar type of player, at least right now. He can be, you know, everybody has potential, but that's just how I personally look at him. In college, I think he's definitely going to be a great, phenomenal role player in college. I think he will end up getting drafted in the league, just considering his type of play style. But it is going to be very interesting to see if he is going to have a better collegiate career than a lot of his peers. Shout out to whoever Arsino is. He said Bronny James could be the first to skip his senior year of high school, and he can play in the league right now. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, as much as I love Bronny James, we gotta pump the brakes, man. We gotta pump the brakes just a little bit. Let's stop the cap, man. I mean, Come on, I think we all know Bronny James right now in his high school career, he's not ready for the NBA. I mean, just considering, forget the skill factor, the physicality of the game is just a lot different. Like, imagine Bronny James, imagine him having to guard LeBron, imagine him having to guard Kyrie. There's levels to this. I mean, Bronny James is very, very young. I don't think he's the type of player that can just go from his senior year to the NBA right now. And plus, he's not even eligible to do that with just, you know, the rules that they currently have now. If off the top of my head, if I'm thinking of a player that could honestly go from high school right now to the pros, I mean, off the top of my head, there's really not that many players that I think can do that. I don't think even like a Robert can do that, a DJ Wagner. Who else is in the class? Mikey. I don't think there's many guys, you know. Maybe the player that has the highest chance is probably like a GG Jackson. But even then, you know, like I said, it's just that physicality types, you know, the difference is honestly crazy. I don't think people really understand that, but yeah, that's just my personal opinion. Now, I know Bronny James is in the title of this video. He's the main reason why you guys came, but there's other players that was actually at this camp. I mean, guys like Jared McCain, Robert Dillingham, Trey Parker. I mean, even a lot of people was wondering where the heck is this man Mikey Williams. I know somebody said it in the comments. I'm pretty sure Mikey Williams honestly declined and didn't actually want to come. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to see Mikey against this type of level of competition. I think he's definitely capable of definitely holding his own. I mean, considering some of the other players that was holding their own, and I think Mikey is definitely on the same level, or if not better than a lot of these guys. You know, it would have been very interesting to see. I honestly don't know why Mikey doesn't show up to some of these types of camps and some of these types of events, but it is Mikey Williams. You know, he has a different stardom level to his name and the type of person that he is. But I don't know. What do you guys think about Mikey Williams actually not going to this camp? Do you think he definitely would have performed well, or do you think he probably would have struggled? But like I said, shout out to guys like Robert Dillingham, who was definitely putting on the show. Trey Parker, I definitely feel like he was definitely hooping. I don't know. I still don't know how he doesn't really have that many offers. I feel like he's definitely one of the top players in the country, considering what he's been doing to the level of competition at this camp, dropping buckets and even doing during the high school season. I don't even know where he's even playing at next season, but regardless, this man Trey Parker, he's definitely like that. Guys, you watching this video, I want to know your personal opinions about this entire ordeal. How do you think Bronny James did this past weekend? Do you think Bronny James is taking that next step? Do you think he should be a top player in the country? What are your overall opinions about Bronny James at this top 100 camp, and just some of the other players as well, some of the underrated players? Just comment down below, guys, and let's get a great basketball conversation started. If you made it to the end, please make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, make sure to follow me on Instagram at JuiceMadeHoops with extra S at the end. Yeah, with all that being said, guys, thank you for watching, and it's been an episode of Juice Made 2V. Peace.